Hi Stampers. So this is part of my Back to Basics series that I'm doing. So have you ever wanted to make an original background? Why not try some different variations of stenciling? Welcome to Stampin' with Diane. I'm Diane Evans and I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator. So if you're watching my YouTube channel, I'm so glad that you found me. Why not subscribe to my channel and make sure that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Like I say, this is part of my Back to Basics series, and today we're going to be doing some experimenting. And I mean experimenting with stenciling. Stampin' Up does have some stencils that are available, and these stencils are found on page 146. Now, originally what these stencils are really for is to actually use with this embossing paste that's on here. But we're going to do a tiny bit of that today, but we're also going to do some different types of stenciling that you can make if you don't have these types of stencils. First of all, I want to show you a bit of stenciling that you could do with a couple of cards that I've made. So this was a stencil, and all I did was use it with a sponge. And then this is a stenciling, and this is the paste, and this unfortunately is retired, the silver one, but at least I wanted to show you a couple of samples that were done. Now we're not going to go ahead, or actually I could show you some of this stenciling. This stenciling is like this. But I really like the old way of doing the stenciling. So I'm actually going to show you just here on this stenciling here. So let's take the polka dots. And like I say, I think it's set up to go with the embossing paste. But I want to show you, and I'm going to just do this with the polka dots, and we're going to do it with the sponge dauber. You can do it with the sponge dauber, you can do it with sponges, that sort of stuff. But this gives you kind of a unique background, and it just adds more to different sort of things that you can actually do on your cards. So see how that would just use as your stenciling. But today, what I want to do is I want to show you how you can make your own stencils. Now, I went ahead and I love the snowflake wishes. So what I did was I cut out some of these snowflakes out of there, and I'll show you which ones I cut out. I cut out this one, which is this one. I've cut out this, I've cut out this, and I've cut out that. And I want to show you what you can do with those, and just to show you a different sort of type of technique. So what we could do is, and I'm just going to show you with this particular one, and then we'll go and we'll work on a card. Whoops, that's kind of a green, isn't it? Okay. So if you're using this kind of stenciling, you want to make sure that you use like a thicker cardstock. See how you can do that? And that's just going to stencil. You can stencil that on the front of your card. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to bring in some of the new product. So I'm using a card base, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. And when I post this, and I will be posting this onto, I know this is on my Facebook group, but I'm also going to be posting this onto my blog. This is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So we want to make sure that we fold into the mountain. And then we're just going to use our bone folder to get it good and creased. Right? Now, I used some of this balmy blue glimmer paper. And you notice what I've done is I've cut out a frame. These sheets work out to about $4 a piece. And if you did this, and you would only get 12 pieces out of your cardstock. So what I go ahead and I do is I cut a 1/4 inch frame around there, because when I go to put this on here like this, it's going to look like I've got that all layered. That's one way of saving on your paper. So let's go ahead, and we're just going to put that down. Hopefully this glue is going to work. You know what? If it doesn't, I'm going to just bring in my mat. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to this on here. Now the reason I use my silicone mat here is so that I don't get sticky stuff all over on my workstation, but it also doesn't stick. And look at that, I've ripped that, but that's fine, we can put it together. Look at how sticky this stuff is, it's amazing. Anyways, we're just going to put that down there. Now I'm just going to put this, layer this onto my base. Oh, it's so sticky. I'm hoping I can get this on here right with that. There, we're just going to layer that onto there. Layer this on. It's just off by a bit there, so normally we wouldn't have that tear like that, but it is fairly easy to put together. So there we have our base that's on there. Now I'm going to bring in my card base. Now before I do any of the other stamping, I want to make sure that I put my sentiment on there. Now I'm using Balmy Blue because it matches that the glimmer paper. And I'm just going to actually put the sentiment down here. And I'm hoping I can get that straight. It's very difficult to see that through the camera. There we go. Okay, so now what I've done is I'm going to take these pieces here, and I'm actually going to use this as a stencil. So you can do the stenciling, like I say, also this way, or there's another way that you could do this, and I actually should have shown you this first, is I could go in with my dauber, and I could stencil this way as well. So I stencil around the outside, but I want to get the stencils on the inside. So let me bring that back in. Now I'm going to have some of this going on, some going off of the paper. So we'll just do it like this. And like I say, this is just another way that you can do a background. And then we'll put some up here. And of course, we always want to make sure that we turn this around. This is such a pretty delicate snowflake. And then let's put this kind of off to the middle and down here. There we go. And I'm actually going to do all of this. And it's very subtle. The best thing to do is to use, like I say, the thick Whisper White. It's a little sturdier than this. This one happened to be just the regular Whisper White. Now, I just want to make sure. There we go. And you know what? I think because I can, I think I want to go in and maybe we'll just put one here. Like this. And another one. Maybe up here. This one I'm kind of excited because I want to show you something else I'm going to do with this. Okay, so there, that kind of gives the background. And now what I can do is I've gone ahead and I do have some of these already. I have them already cut out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put those on, but I wanted to show you this embossing paste because we can get another effect on this card as well. So this embossing paste, it comes in two colors. It comes in shimmery white, which you can use a re-inker and you can actually change the color of this. Or you get just a plain white, but you can go ahead and, like I say, change it. Now, it dries very quickly, so you've got to work very, very quickly with it. You get a spatula, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over this spot here. I don't know how I got that on there. We're just going to go there. And I'm just going to take this stuff and I'm just going to take this like this. And you just make sure that it's level with that, like you level it off. And look at this star. Look at this snowflake. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So I'm going to put 3 of those on here. Let me put another one here. Like I say, you got to work quickly with this embossing paste because it does dry. You also have to store it in the Ziploc bag that they provide with it. Look at that. And it's so pretty with having the color behind it as well. So let me just quickly put this one on here. And it doesn't take very long to dry either. This, you can get some amazing effects with this stuff. Oh, we didn't get the rest of the snowflake. You know what? I'm going to go actually in. And I'm going to try to get that part in there. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to cover that up quickly because we don't want to. And another thing is your spatulas, you should clean them off right away because they do tend to, this stuff does dry very, very quickly. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some stars or some snowflakes on here as well. I'm going to cover up where I didn't quite have that stuff there. I didn't have the embossing paste right to the edge. And let's see. I think I'll bring this one down here and I'm going to put this one up there. All right. So I'm just going to take my silicone mat again. And I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. Put that there. Put another one right here. And let's put one up there as well. So isn't that pretty? Like, it's amazing how the stenciling can just change the look of a card. And now we're just going to put this onto here. Really isn't dry. Yeah, there we go. And now probably what we could do is we could take some rhinestones. Another thing too, with doing this frame, adhesive doesn't stick very well to the glimmer paper. So if you have it to stick to something else, it's much better. There we go. Now I just want to take some rhinestones. And I don't know. The rhinestones were here. Well, what we can do is I can just put, you know, I think I have the blue ones, which might work better. You know what? I don't have them on here. So I am going to just bring in my Elegant Gems, and I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue, a dark Balmy Blue, and I am just going to just color these. And let's just put these on here as well. So I hope you enjoyed that with the stenciling. If you did like that, just give me the thumbs up. Also, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. I also have an online store. We're going to actually put that, we're going to try putting that on top of the paste. See how that works. Don't know if that's going to stick. We might have to use a glue dot. I'm going to actually push it down in there. There we go. So there's my card. And also, if you do live in Canada and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I do have host codes that are used each and every month, and I do give tutorials away for online orders. So thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed that bit with stenciling. If you have any questions at all, just leave some comments down below. And yeah. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.